Hello everyone, and welcome to a Mancini the Amazing Channel video where I have forgotten to click play on the background music. There we go. I literally have it open, and I just wasn't playing. I also microwave lunch, so I have some reheated spaghetti that my mom cooked, because she loves me very much. This video will be coming out quite a while after I've had the spaghetti though, because I'm still in VBL playoffs. And we'll see if it goes on even longer than this. This team sucks, man. Not the specific build, but rather the broader draft team because of the constraints of the format. So if we look at the matchup, my opponent has three amazing Pokemon in Landorus Eye, Ogerpon Wellspring, and Fluttermane. Then they have two good Pokemon in Maushold and Moltres, and then they have okay Pokemon for the remaining Pokemon options that they have. Looking at like Skarmory, Toxapex, Volibee, like none of those are Pokemon where you're like, wow, that's the greatest Pokemon of all time, but they are Pokemon that my opponent has. So I expect a top 5. It's possible if they build for like a really defensive sort of build, we might see instead of maybe Maushold, Skarmory, and Toxapex, because I do think that's maybe a potential option, is that they just build like a really sort of drag out matchup. I think that might make some sense for them in this matchup. I don't have any setup currently, so I do think that may be difficult, but I have no idea what they'll bring. I haven't seen them play ever before. They should hopefully be challenging me soon though. So I have Avalog here with Cast Berry. I'm just gonna move stuff around. So just because I don't want my opponent to see the order in which I actually built my Pokemon. So I've got Chien-Pao here, it's Crash. Oh, this is also Regaf, which is really convenient because I am like actually just in the format, you know. I don't have to like manually change Pokemon to level 50 or anything. Very, very nice. So Sash Pow, it's Speed ties Flutter, which is unfortunate, assuming that the Flutter isn't boosted speed. But if I do Icy Wind, a boost to speed Flutter, then the Flutter becomes slower than my Chien-Pao, which is pretty nice. And then to also have Icicle Crash, which can put a lot of damage into my opponent's Pokemon. I did go for Icicle Crash over Ice Spinner because they have the Ogerpon Wellspring, and I didn't want to lose my Focus Sash and like die because I hit into a Icicle, what's it called? Spiky Shield. So yeah, that's sort of part of the thought process there. It is mostly just here, yeah, for the utility, and then it's got Sucker, which can help if they do have speed control or into like a Flutter, if it's been weakened a little, because they do technically have Trick Room setting in Flutter. I don't have Trick Room because unfortunately this guy doesn't. But I do have Fake Out, Psychic, Nuzzle, and Protect. With an Air Balloon because I already have Focus Sash. It's Terra Normal, so it can be immune to normal moves. I think technically Tera Steel might make it so that it hard walls the Lando, but it's fine. Then I have one of the first Pokemon I put on the team, a Custap Avalog with Sturdy, Rock Slide, Body Press, Heavy Slam, and Wide Guard. Wide Guard is particularly helpful into Lando Eye, but can also cover the Moltres or the Fluttermane if they're going for spread moves, being Dazzling, Gleam, and Heatwave as the most likely candidates. And then Brock is kind of okay here. It's not amazing. There's like, I'm expecting to bring Salandit on Volibee. So it's probably only hitting the Moltres super effectively, but you know, it's still stab coming from 196 attack stat, so it's probably fine. And then Body Press is just to be able to put a lot of pressure into Maushold on a single target, as well as it allows me to have something to hit a Donphan if it does come. And then I've got Heavy Slam here, which is just like, that's to hit Flutter, you know, like, that is to hit Flutter. I don't have an Ice move currently, I just couldn't fit it. I was considering between Protect and Wide Guard, but I think Wide Guard is high utility, even if Protect is better with something like Custap Berry. So, then Alola, I already talked about. Then Iron Hands, so it's just Assault Vest with a lot of special defense investment. It's got Ice Punch to hit Lando, Thunder Punch, and Drain Punch as its main stab options, and then it has Heavy Slam to hit Flutter. It's Terra Flying, because they are unlikely to run a move that's super effective into flying. I just felt like staying neutral to my opponent's moves was probably going to be the most helpful, especially in terms of potentially getting like recovery back from Drain Punch. Yeah. It also makes me immune to the ground moves from Lando, which I think is one of the biggest concerns. Then here I have E, the D-Knight, so Scale Shot for +1 speed. At +1 speed, I should be faster than Flutter if they're not speed boosting. Scale Shot can, with the Gen Power boost, will pretty reliably KO a non-citrus Mousehold. It struggles a bit into Wellspring Pond, but Wellspring Pond also struggles a lot into Dragonite. It doesn't have, like, it really only has like Rock Tomb to click into it. And then I also have Iron Head and Rock Slide. Rock Slide is just so I can have something to hit Moltres, to be honest with you, and it has utility around like the Mousehold or the Pokemon Wellspring, as I've been talking about. And then Iron Head for the Flutter. Rock Slide also allows me to hit Skarmory with something besides Scale Shot. I didn't really have great options to hit Skarmory. I really wanted a non-contact move. I guess Scale Shot's probably fine. But yeah, I just want to go with that. Then I have Primarina here, which has Life Dew. Life Dew is cool because it can get you back into multi-scale on D-Knight, which is pretty nice. It's got Moonblast Hyper Voice because that just sort of functions hitting everything except Toxapex, and the biggest problem with trying to hit Toxapex is if you have Liquid Voice to make Hyper Voice water move, Psychic Noise also becomes a water move, and Psychic Noise is your best option to hit Toxapex. So this guy struggles a little bit into Toxapex, but I do have super effective move, and then like big hits from the Scale Shot, as well as potential boosts from Power on the other ones. So I'm maybe a little bit weak to a Toxapex, and it's, I think, a reasonably likely safe. I'm just going to ping that up again. Just because I'm not sure what's going on their end. This, yeah, is being like scheduled, being played like the day after it was scheduled, when I'd only taken like a little bit of a look at it before we scheduled. So maybe a little bit under. Sorry, I've got some Tomodachi Life Discord posting on the other screen, and you know, there's some fun stuff in the Tomodachi Life posting. Most of it. For anyone who hasn't seen my second channel, where I am playing through Archipelago Randomizer, 25 games randomized together, those videos coming out even later than this video is relative to when I'm playing them, because I'm releasing 3 videos a week, and it turns out 25 games is a lot of games, like actually a lot of games. But I'm working on it. You know, doing my best. Got some interesting plans there. Unfortunately, I am playing Pokemon Platinum, which is just not very fun as part of it. But the important thing is, you know, when I eventually do get to beat Pokemon Platinum, it'll be a very good day. Let's see if I cut back from my opponent at all. Okay, they're finishing up now. They said that they didn't have their team on Showdown, so I actually remember way back in the day, possibly before this channel, or possibly around when I started posting stuff on this channel, I used to, at work, I'd have a matchup, and I would have written the matchup down onto a piece of notepaper, and I would build teams on notepaper, and do the EVs later on the computer when I was like waiting for customers. And like that memory flashed immediately back to me once they said, "Oh, I'd actually put my team in Showdown yet." Like I remember typing that out. I remember, you know, you type Psy, try to get Psychic, but you get Psy Beam instead. Stuff like that. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. You put the pine nuts in. Beautiful. I don't think you guys can hear the can hear me eating spaghetti. But yeah. Terra wise, I went Terra Fairy so that I wouldn't be weak to grass from Wellspring Pond. That was the entire thought process. Tera Steel here because it boosts the Iron Head, but it also gives me resistances to some to Fairy. Was really the thought process. It does leave me weak to a few other types, which can be a bit annoying. It also gives me the resistance to Population Bomb, which is really helpful. Terra Normal is just so I'm immune to Ghost. It's just to make them think about it, you know? And maybe they're worried about me being Extreme Speed on Raichu, which it does learn in National Dex, but doesn't learn in this format. Tera Steel here is just Heavy Slam becomes a better move into Pokemon that aren't Flutter with Tera Steel. Especially because I don't actually have like a big stat move, I just got the Rock Slide. So I don't have any strong single target damage. So there might be a position where, say, I'm called on to need to clean up a Lando after, say, a Rock Slide's hit it or something, and then a Tera Steel Heavy Slam might be enough to Yep. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's cool seeing people do art, making original characters and adapting people, including like real life people. Like people putting out their friends into the game, as well as putting like characters from games and anime into the games. I still remember that one clip of someone having Zigzagoon Pokemon talk to the slime from Dragon Quest. I'm like, man, it's kind of crazy. They cancelled the challenge. They've been cancelled. It's heartbreaking. Oh, that's right. They gave specific instructions on how to challenge. You gotta challenge the format, but in like a slightly weird way. Not like a super weird way, but like a slightly weird way. I don't know if any of the mods are online right now. Okay, yeah, there we are. Custom rule best of 3. Yeah, that's what I want. Because otherwise, if you do best of 3, it'll send Alright, deny open team sheets. No, I won't click it. Good luck, have fun. Okay, so Donphan was the 6th. I think that's okay. Damn. Okay, so yeah, no Celandit, no Bullaby, no Toxiflex, no Skarmory. I'm used to doing like the 11-mon games, so I was going to try to say an extra Pokemon, but... Oh, that's right, there's no Tera Preview in this league. Is that intentional? Wait, is that real? Let me just quickly check. Tera. Closed Tera. Closed Tera. Closed Tera is insane. Okay, it's been a while since I've done Closed Tera. Man, I did like a Bluff Tera on the, but I guess it doesn't feel like Bluff Tera right now. Okay, so they did bring the 2 redirection options in the Mousehold and the, Wellspring Pond. I don't even know if Raichu just lives. Like a Moonblast. Yeah, it does. Okay. I'm like it's max HP, surely it does. I know it's got really bad physical defense, but it's got okay stats outside of that. So one option to lead is the double ice type of the Chien-Pao Avalugg. I don't think that's the case. I think maybe I lead Chien-Pao D-Knight and I have Iron Hands and Purina in the back, just like sort of the good Pokemon positioning. So here, I would like to Icy Wind and then Scale Shot the Moltres, but maybe I need to Icicle Crash the Moltres. I'm gonna Icicle Crash and Scale Shot the Moltres, I think. If they switch into Flutter, I think that's fine. Now, not getting an Icy Wind up does expose me to getting hit by the Lando. Actually, it also exposes me to getting hit by the Moltres. Alright, I'm gonna Icy Wind and I'm gonna Scale Shot the Moltres. Now, they could be Scarf Lando. They'd have to be like Scarf, Sandforce, Bulldoze to get speed control, which I don't think is like super likely or a huge issue. Depending on how physically defensive they are, or if they have a Citrus Berry, they might live the Scale Shot. Also, if I get 4 or 5 hits. Actually, I just realized I could have done the other move, right? Okay. Okay, they're quite physically defensive. So even if I get 5, they'll live. Interesting. That makes me think that like Fizdef, like max Fizdef. I look at the Ice Wind damage as well. Speed-wise, I think the Wellspring Pond is still faster than D-Knight, unfortunately. But I don't know that that's like the hugest issue. Do I think the Moltres is slower? I think so, yeah. I'm gonna crash the Wellspring Pond and Scale Shot the Moltres here. Oh, that's not enough. Okay. They might go for a Wisp here, or they might go for like a Heat Wave. Okay, they go for the Heat Wave. Sash? Okay. No burn though. Okay. So if I can save the D-Knight That's good. Real controversial statement there. My Pokemon not fainting would benefit me. I'm gonna just sucker the Moltres, even though I think it will live that, and go for Protect here. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I'm gonna sucker the Moltres and go for Rock Slide. No, sorry. I'm gonna sucker the Gen Pow, Tera Steel, and go for Rock Slide. I got the crit. The crit will likely matter. Okay, never mind. Crit didn't matter. They lived anyway. Okay. So we bring up Prim here. I just want to double protect my slots. I think that's fine. The worst punish could be like an agility from Lando. Or maybe like technically a rest from Flutter. I don't think rest from Flutter is likely to win them the set though. Okay, they protected. Interesting. Let's see what Lando went for. Sandstorm. Okay. I mean, I feel like Hyper Voice Rock Slide is probably my best play. Because I'm definitely faster than a Spatak Booster Flutter. Good news is, Chen Pao is also faster than a Spatak Booster Flutter. The Rock Slide's not going to do a whole lot to Lando, but it should... Okay, with a crit, it will definitely do enough, but I think single target Hyper Voice was very safe here anyways. It's funny, because I almost went for... Sandstorm did a lot. 48 to Brim. Okay. Let's go strong. Apparently I was expecting it to do more than that. He may not even be life orb. Oh no, that might be the single target damage. Okay. What you want? Let's save the replay. One, two, three. I was not sufficiently prepped or taking the replays down. Yeah, okay. It's a good first game, I think. I did reveal the Rock Slide on D-Knight. It doesn't feel to me like they have a good answer to the to this lead, and I won't think that they do unless they show me one. Like, I didn't even show Iron Hands last game. See, to me, this does not scream good answer to the previous game lead. So I'm just gonna Icy Wind, because I know I'm faster than the Flutter main, guaranteed, because the Flutter is, maybe the Scarf on Lando, actually? Did I see anything to indicate that? No, I didn't see information that would tell me about that. I still don't think that would be a problem. So I'm just going to Icy Wind, and I'm going to Iron Head the Flutter. Alright, let's see. Do they go? What weird thing do they go for with Lando? No weird things. Okay. Alright, we Icy Wind, and we Iron Head here. I don't need to click Terra. Unless I think I need that to KO Flutter, which I don't think is the case. Alternative play... I don't think Rock Slide picks up Lando. If I did, I could go for that and Icicle Crash the Flutter slot. Maybe I could Icicle Crash the Flutter slot anyways. I don't know. I should look at the information I got from the sucker into the Terra Fairy. Previous game. Oh, Terra. Sucker crit. Hit 59. Okay, so they are very defensive. Where's the button that says critical? Ah, there it is. So if that did 59, I mean, I'm not surprised that they're getting this. Does that mean that they are max bulk? No, certainly not. That means that they have like a good amount of bulk, right? They have less bulk than this. they have some amount of bulk. The amount of bulk they have is really weird to try and figure out, actually. Yeah, but I don't have speed control unless I go for the Icy Wind. Or rather, Pow's faster than Flutter, but I don't know how to be faster than Lando. Sorry, Pow's faster than Flutter, but DragonitE isn't unless I go for the Icy Wind. Now, last game they did reveal Dazzling Gleam. I think I go for the Icy Wind and I go for the Iron Head, even in recognition of the fact that they can switch Moltres into this slot. Well, they didn't switch Moltres into that slot, so that's good news for me. You know, I'm very happy to take a Flutter for free. I'm in a very strong position. Understatement of the year there, but you know. Okay. Here, I'm not really worried about Wellspring Pond, so I'm going to Icy Wind and I'm going to Scale Shot the Moltres. Just to prevent Wellspring Pond doing any weird things. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I can probably actually protect the DragonitE and Scale Shot the Moltres. No, not if I want the... No. I do think at +1 I'm faster than Moltres and Tailwind. So maybe that is fine. Slower than Pond, but that's fine. So I'm going to go for the Scale Shot into Moltres and Protect version of the play. It just means that I'm guaranteed to preserve the Alright, let's see if they go for Tailwind here. They do. I'm gonna sucker the Pond and then go for that. Maybe for the Rock Slide here. I definitely could have Rock Slide the previous time. No, maybe it still lives actually. It's quite bulky. Yeah, and I can't rely on the boost from Chien-Pao. I'm so glad I have the the thing that gives me the guaranteed number of hits. Okay, so I still have Tera, so I can Tera Fairy the Prim. I still have Tera, so I can Tera Flying the Hands. Tera Flying Hands, I think, just is a guaranteed win here. So I can Tera Flying, and then... yeah. Tera Flying, Ice Punch the Lando, and Scale Shot the Pond. I think that should always win. Because I can always protect next round. They may also click Protect around a Fake Out that I don't have. Now, definitely getting the soccer value into Wellspring Pond was really helpful. Yep. Cinema. They spiky shielded around a move I didn't have. So the best play technically... I think maybe the best play is just to go for the Iron Head version of the play. Oh, not the 33%. Because Iron Head plus Drain Punch will always KO. And it means I don't have to worry about like missing a Scale Shot. And I don't know exactly what. Like, I can't even think of... GG's! I can't even think of like what convoluted number of things would have to go wrong for that set to be lost from against just the Wellspring Pond, but there's no reason to play around it, right? I think probably the last move is Grass move, because we saw Follow Me, Spiky Shield, Heavy Cudgel. It could be Rock Tomb, but we didn't see Rock Tomb get clicked. So yeah, pretty happy with week 1. First game of the Doku season. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I played well. I think my op played well. Hashtag untitled spoilers, because I think they're about to put spoilers into scheduling, and we don't want to spoil people in scheduling. Yeah, very fun set. YouTube video on this one coming out in a while. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Great start to a season.